So right here we have the shooting portion of the Tokyo Mauri Recoil shock. As I mentioned before, this is a slightly upgraded version to the American standard, which basically means we upgraded the FPS. Typically these guns shoot around 250 to 280 FPS due to age and loss. I will have the full upgrade list in the description below, so you guys can exactly see what was put in this gun, how it works, etc. Now I am using a 11-1 Lion in here, due to the MOSFET unit that is inside the trigger and just general usage. Now what we're going to be testing with is a real steel converted PMAG that was actually converted into a mid-cap. You can't do this, it is quite an excessive process, but these are cool and they feed very nicely. Now the only thing that's really stock in this gun is the hop up, and I will be shooting with .32 BBs. Now the chrono is set for .32s, so we'll just give it a test shot. Alright, we are feeding. So, let's see. Around 275 variance with .32, so that equals to around 340, 350-ish with .2s. Now the RPS on a 11-1 is around 35 RPS. Now the thing about these guns is once you are completely out of ammo or out of your magazine, your lock actually locks back, as you can see right here. Now, what you have to do at that point is you actually have to take the magazine out. And as you can see, it fed every BB. You have to take a new magazine in, load it, and press or hit the bolt. Now, we should be able to shoot again. We are out of ammo again, so as you can see, I cannot shoot any further. Even when I switch to full auto, nothing. It just will not happen. And right now we're going to do a little bit of close-up of the actual recoil shock system. So the first thing you are going to see is this going back and forth, and you might be able to see the vibrations hitting my shoulder right here. Now full auto. And we are empty. So here we have a little bit of overview, or just a general build of this rifle. So from right to left side, we have an aftermarket metal flash hider. It's kind of birdcage style, so I can mount any quick attach suppressor on it. Aftermarket iron sights as well. This is the Mad Bull Daniel Defense rail that was put on here. A micro T1 cold body that comes in standard with any of the Soap Mods recoil shocks. And I put a PTS stock on it due to battery space. Due to being recoil shock, you have the whole buffer tube with a spring inside of here. So that basically takes away already a huge amount of space for a battery. So a good stock for this gun is necessary, as always. Now the pistol grip I kept stock due to being proprietary. I actually didn't find the need to replace it at all because the grips are very nice, especially when you wear gloves. Oh, the sling I have actually on here is the MacBook string that you can switch from a 2-point onto a single point. In general, this is a very light build. This was made for just a general plate of CQB outdoor, and as you guys know, Tokyo Mauri guns are known for their fantastic hop up, which it is fantastic. I can accurately shoot up to 200 feet without any mods. As I mentioned in the shooting aspect, I only changed the buck into G&G green one due to just replacing it after a certain time. You know, always try to keep your bucking fresh, always maintain your gun, and that's how you're gonna keep that crispy, nice laser beam.
What is your opinion on the recoil shock system? Like, how's the gearbox functioning? What makes it different from like a normal like TM box?
So this is a version 2 gearbox. It is just modified. It does take some V2 parts, however a lot of it is proprietary that you can actually get from Japan directly or Eagle 6 located in the UK. In general, it is a very reliable gearbox when it's stuck. However, once you start upgrading, taking those parts out, one thing is bound to fail, especially when you go inside into mod the FPS. You're going to have to change the piston. The motor I kept stock and I didn't have any issues with. A lot of people do change to a little bit stronger motor so we can actually pull that spring back and have no issues in general.
So it comes at 280 FPS. What FPS is it shooting now? What spring do you have in it?
I have the M190, so with .2s I'm around 350. As on a chrono I'm shooting around 280, 290 with .32s. And that's my kind of BB choice because I always run .32s. And I was actually really surprised that the hop up could actually hop the .32s without any issues. I'm actually set around halfway on the hop up, and so I'm pretty sure I could actually hop it even further out. But right now I'm shooting around 200 feet accuracy, so once I set it up a little bit further, I'm sure I can get another 20 feet in there.
Now, are the magazines proprietary for the Tokyo Mauri?
Yes, the magazines are proprietary due to the whole locking back system. The magazines do have a little notch on them right here in the back that basically tells once the magazine is empty to lock back. Now these magazines, like mine, they were handmade from real steel P-mags. I know the other Magpul mags are also fantastic. I know there's standard Stanag recoil shock that you can actually find on Asia websites that just work as well. I believe all recoil shock magazines just work as well. It's just the fact of what you would like to have kind of as the shell of it.
So what has been your overall experience with the rifle? Any kind of issues with it so far? How's it shooting at like ops?
I think the rifle is fantastic. I think if you are looking for not a Sistema, so not as reliable as a Sistema, but a little better than a standard AEG that is upgraded, I think this is kind of like a well balance of it. The only issue I really ran in with this gun is due to the vibrations and the normal force working its way back from the spring, the castle nut tends to get loose, and I've talked to multiple recoil shock owners. They actually carry an AR wrench on them, so as soon as they feel that a castle nut get a little bit loose, they just pull it out really quick, tighten it, and that's it. What I actually kind of took a gamble of it, not really a gamble, but kind of made my own decision, is I put a little bit of lock thread on there, a very tiny bit, and then screwed it back on, and so far, even shooting full auto, I had no issues.